Back in the day when I was young and used meth, that shit was on my breath and the weed flowing through my chest. I will never rest until my enemies die and my moms cry. And they'll be like, oh, why'd you kill him, C-Money? And I'll be like, don't worry about it, honey. Be like, fuck the bitches and get money. Cess, rhymes is not the best, cause she can't stand the less.
Christopher Zermenyo. He was a young boy who loved life and had infinite potential. But the course of his life changed when he was brutally attacked and raped by a Shih Tzu hairy beast. He was never the same after that. Got into a lot of trouble and a bunch of shit. Got into drugs, a lot of trouble, especially the law. Started running from cops and everything. But he definitely screwed up one day when he decided to pick up the gun. He became an essential badass.
You know, I knew Chris, like, as he was growing up. We were good friends and all. And Chris, like he says, like he calls himself in his songs, he's essentially a badass. You know, like, he just went through a lot of shit. He did weed, coke, meth, heroin, all that. He mixed, I saw him one time, he mixed all that in a blender. And, you know, he was just hurting a lot during, like, that period of his life. And I guess he was just, in a way, able to express himself, like, he put his pain in the lyrics. And with that, he was able to get top albums and everything. I mean, there's nothing much to say after that.
I was like, she was like, just eat
let me get them.
I was staring at it.
Let me get them. Come on.
Wait, you gotta appreciate it first.
My childhood was really fucked up, you know.
You want them?
Actually, the badass in school got kicked out of almost every high school. You know, El Puente, La Castillos, you know, everything from the ground up. I essentially worked at McDonald's at the age of 9. Helped my mom pay the rent. You know, my dad didn't keep it true. My brother was always a bitch, you know. He never kicked it, you know. Chris Zermenyo, C-Money. Yeah, he went through a lot of hard shit back in the day. He went in jail for a couple years for, it wasn't anything bad. It was masturbation in public. And ever since then, he hit the lyrics.
Well, bitch, you fucking ratted me out back in 09, and you know what, bitch, that shit was fucked up. I did 9 years to life for that shit. Maybe 3.5 months, but you know that shit was hard on me.
Hey, you know what, dog? You're just mad because I was a head dog. I was selling out coke on the streets. You and your little bitch.
You're a bitch.
Right there.
That's the problem, dog. You and your girlfriend be everywhere, not doing shit, just be sitting around, eating up all my food in my house. You know what? Shut the fuck down! Drugs, you know, because that was my only way out. I wasn't born with the silver spoon in my mouth. Unlike you guys with your fancy shit and college diplomas. I dropped out of kindergarten, man. You know, fuck with your 2 days of school only under my belt, you know. I learned my ABCs
When my homies got
and
shot
shit.
back in '99, I guess, and that shit was hard on me. It helped me write my music, you know. Back in that time of troubling, you know. I got the lyrics out. They were flowing. They was flowing, and the friends was friends and shit. But you know, we're cool now. And that's my killer dog, Lucky. And, you know, that shit was crazy as fuck. And you know, that shit was just nutty as shit. The homie Brandon. I just want to put a shout out to the homie Brandon. Go doing time for arson. Sit, homie. Sit. That's in my fucking cup, homie. Yeah.